Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Red Bull Coffee and Crime. Today we have Checking Convictions, Arctic Fox, True Crime, and Cheryl with us on panel. We will be talking about Levi Smith. Let me play something for you guys real quick. Sorry.
But suffered tremendous abuse.
Can you guys hear this?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Going on YouTube. This is Arcticfox. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to look at a story. He was born healthy, had his whole life ahead of him, but suffered tremendous abuse at the hands of the very people who should have been giving him the world, securing his future. We're going to be talking about the abuse and death of Levi Smith. Levi was born on the 9th of May, 2022, weighing a healthy 9 pounds, 2 ounces. And he was happy. From the moment his mom, Amber, brought him home, though, he was in for a horrible life. The baby was repeatedly abused, neglected, and starved. At 3 months old, Levi weighed less than 6 pounds, and at 4 months, he was even smaller. His grandmother knew about the abuse and hid it from people or made excuses for the reason he was so small. Most of all, she claimed that Levi's mother, Amber, was just overwhelmed and young or depressed. On the 9th of September, the grandmother took the 4-month-old emaciated baby to show him to coworkers who were mortified by the condition that Levi was in. But the grandmother never took the baby to the doctor. On September the 14th,
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, is that me? Do you guys hear like TV?
Oh, that's me. I'll
Yeah.
shut it off.
Oh, I was like, wait, is that me?
There, I'm sorry. I'm so
no, you're
sorry. I
fine.
forgot
I
I
didn't
wasn't
know.
muted. No, I'm sorry.
grandmother told her best friend that Amber had confessed to her that Amber had thoughts of hurting the baby, and that if these thoughts did not go away in a month or so, she would give the baby up. Now, the grandmother's best friend argued and begged for the grandma to put Amber in a mental institution. They begged the grandmother to call Georgia's version of the Department of Human Services, or CPS, but she didn't want to get her daughter into trouble. So even though the warning signs were there, even though the grandmother had been told that Amber was going to end up killing the baby, the grandmother did nothing. So therefore, the grandmother, in my eyes, is just as responsible for what happened to little Levi as the mother is. On October the 20th of 2022, Levi was found dead. He was found by Amber and her new boyfriend unresponsive in his bed, which, according to various reports, was a closet. Many people knew that Levi was being abused. There were some that stepped up and called the Willacoochee Police Department when they found out what was going on. But the Willacoochee Police refused to do a welfare check. One of Levi's aunts did call the Georgia version of CPS, which is called DFAC. They did nothing. The rest of the people in Levi's life thought about calling, wanted to call, knew they needed to call, but they did nothing. And now they feel guilty and wish they had done more. It's important to normalize making that phone call when we know that a child is in danger. I say it in every one of my videos just about, that if you see something, you need to say something. This little boy suffered unimaginable abuse the entire time he was alive. He weighed less at the time of his death than he did when he was born. Defect did ultimately take Amber's other child the day that Levi passed. But there's been no charges filed. And everyone around Amber knows what she did. Everyone is asking why she isn't in jail. If you look at Amber's Facebook page, there's not even one picture of Levi after his first week home. And since he has been gone, the only post about Levi was for raising money for his funeral. The people in Levi's life that didn't step up, that didn't make those phone calls, they're posting and telling the story to try to keep this from happening to another baby. And they know that they're going to be hated because they didn't do the right thing. They know they're going to be hated because they didn't make those phone calls, but they want justice for Levi. If you look at the picture on your screen, you can see how emaciated this baby is. Again, keep in mind, this baby was 3 months old at the time that the picture was taken. There's other pictures available that show bruises on Levi's face. But ultimately, this child was failed by everyone. He was failed by the Willacoochee Police Department. He was failed by DFAC because Willacoochee wouldn't even do a welfare check. DFAC didn't get involved at all, even though there were people that called and tried to alert them as to what was going on. You know, at one point, the grandmother had the child, but she ultimately let Amber have the child back. The thing is multiple people called DFAC the day after this baby died, hoping that something would happen. Some called the DA's office, only to be told to contact the police, who had been contacted before. This baby has been let down by everyone. They're trying to claim that this baby simply died in his sleep. But he was abused, he was neglected, he was starved. This is a case of child abuse and murder, and there needs to be charges filed against Amber. This baby deserves justice. He didn't get to live his life, and what little life he got to live, he suffered tremendous abuse. No child should ever have to go through this. And this is a perfect reminder of why I keep saying that if you see something, you need to say something. I want to encourage everyone to contact the Willacoochee Police Department. Let them know that they need to do a thorough investigation into the death of Levi Smith. I will have their number in the description box of this video for you to give them a call. You can also call the DA's office in that area and tell them, hey, this needs to be investigated. Most importantly, you can share Levi's story. You can make Levi's story go viral. Everyone needs to see what happened to this little boy and how the lack of action by DFAC and by the Willacoochee Police Department ended up in this baby meeting his demise. So guys, do me a favor. Give the video a like. It does help more people to see Levi's story. And people need to see the story and need to fight to get this baby justice. If If you're not subscribed to the channel, consider clicking the subscribe button. But the most important thing I'm asking for all of you to do right now is to simply just click that share button, guys. Share this to your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, wherever you have social media. Levi Smith deserves justice, and everyone needs to hear his story. As always, guys, I do want to thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Y'all be kind to one another out there, and let's get justice for baby Levi.
Amen.
Thank you so much for that, Arctic. You did an amazing job, as always. You guys, so Charles Jan is, what is your relationship with Levi Smith and his family?
I I'm first cousins with the grandmother Crystal, and Amber is her stepdaughter.
Okay. Let me hold on.
When were you alerted to this story? I mean,
On
when did
September on September 14th was the first time I was told there was any type of neglect or abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And that was from Crystal, the grandmother. She called me on the phone and told me that Amber was not feeding the baby, that the baby looked like a skeleton with skin, and she was going to keep him for a couple of weeks and try to put some weight on him so that she'd be able to take him to the doctor. She then also told me that Amber confessed to her that she had thoughts of harming the baby. And she just Crystal kept the baby for a couple weeks, got his weight up a little bit, took him to the doctor, and still gave him back to Amber.
That is absolutely crazy to me.
I don't
And
understand.
what day did Levi ultimately pass?
October 20th.
So
And
you only knew about it for like a month's time then. So it's not like you knew about this for 6 months or something. You only knew about it for a month.
And
Yes.
only through hearsay, didn't witness anything.
Yes,
So.
I never witnessed anything personally, but I
Right.
did every time I saw a picture, and those pictures are on my page from birth up to 3 months, I think. Those
yeah, I'm
pictures were
showing
sent to me, and every time I got one of those pictures, I would ask, why is this baby so small? And every time the response was, we don't really know. We're taking him to the doctor next week. But next week never came. This baby did not go to a doctor until after September 14th, when Crystal was able to get his weight up a little bit so he didn't look, her words, like an Ethiopian child.
Oh my
She
gosh.
should have brought that child in immediately.
She to the
Exactly.
hospital
And see,
and
she didn't get him on September 14th. When she found him, it was sometime before that, because by the time she talked to me, she had already taken that baby over to see some of her coworkers, and they were mortified at how bad this baby looked. And I didn't talk to them until after Levi died, so I didn't even know she had taken him there.
Right.
But she had taken him over there, and she had had him for a couple of days then. So she had already had him for like a week when she confessed to me what was going on.
Yeah, that the grandmother should have took the child in immediately to the doctor and reported her daughter and never gave it back. So I find her just as culpable.
guilty. And
I
she
agree.
has custody now of Levi's sister, you guys, who is 2 years old.
Yes.
Um Amber, the mother, is not supposed, it reminds me of another case that
Billy Joe.
Billy Joe.
Yep.
She's not allowed to be around the child, but she's around her child just about every day. They were just at a wedding on Saturday.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know, it's
So she's allowing the other child who is 2 years old, you said?
yeah,
Yes.
she's 2.
And that child is fine physically. I mean, not neglected or
No, she's been
No.
abused too.
oh,
She's been abused and neglected. She went through just as much or worse than Levi. She survived it.
Oh God!
And there were other people around.
See,
I have messages from people since I posted my post. See, I knew none of this before my post went on Facebook Sunday. On Sunday, after I posted my post, people started reaching out to me. People who had lived with her, people she had lived with, just telling me about how Amber loved to hurt Josie, and then laugh about it. If Josie was hungry, she would simply tell her to shut up and go to sleep. She would leave her in her playpen for 8 to 10 hours. If other people didn't intervene, the children were not changed, fed, bathed, or cared for at all.
Good question, Sluggy. Where were the doctor visits after baby that are required after you have a child? Well, I guess if you don't,
she didn't go.
Yeah,
I mean, she moved from Claxton. She moved from Claxton after she had the baby down to Willacoochee, and then she just simply did not go. And no pediatrician called it, because there never was a follow-up visit after the baby was born, to my knowledge.
Right.
You guys, this is a message.
In my eyes, you know, people can play the blame game online like they like to do all day long.
Right.
But at the end of the day, this is a failure that we see so often on the part of not only the Willacoochee Police Department, but on DFACS, because they refused to go out there after they were notified what was going on. The Willacoochee Police refused to even go out and do a freaking welfare check on this child.
That infuriates me that they wouldn't even check after being reported. They could have saved this child's life, and the other child should not be at all in custody of the grandmother or
we've called CPS this morning, and we've talked to them, and I'm also going to call the police right after we get done with this. They need to go over there. I don't care what they say. They said that it's in the hands of DCFS, but no, it's no. You guys need to go do a fucking welfare check.
I reported to DFACS yesterday morning.
Yeah.
That I feel like Crystal is not going to protect Josie.
It doesn't sound like it.
This is a message, you guys, from the grandmother. This is what she wrote. She said, I kept Josie and Levi last night for Amber so she could get some sleep. Go start work. Hope we can get on schedule. And then she doesn't go to work today because she said she has a fever. This is all he does if he don't have a bottle in his mouth. And then this is heartbreaking.
Yeah, crying baby for a bottle in his mouth.
She said she refuses to pick him up.
Yeah, Grandma knew.
Yeah, Grandma knew. This is another freaking Billy Joe case. I'm sorry, this grandmother, and I'm sorry, Charles, because I know this is a relative of yours, but this grandmother is as responsible for this child's death as Amber is.
And I said that to her on September 14th, that when Amber kills this child, you will be just as responsible because you see all this, you know all this, and you could do something.
Sluggy, there was no state change, and DHS has been notified.
Yeah, there was a state change. She moved, right? Or well, she moved.
Yeah, but she stayed in the state. She just moved from county to county.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't care. They're all culpable. Anybody who sat
around. Grandma knew those messages. That was Crystal. She was writing that to Charles. I'm so bad at names. I am so sorry.
This is so preventable.
And I'm not trying to interrupt. I just think this is a good time to remind people that there are alternatives. There are alternatives out there. If you don't want to care for your child, if you just don't feel like you're up to being a mother, there are drop-off boxes throughout this country to where you can just drop the child off, no questions asked. There are people out there that would love to have these babies rather than you just starving them to death, abusing them.
What state was this in?
It's in Georgia.
In Georgia.
What did was there drug abuse? I mean, drug abuse within the family, or
not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
And she's not mentally incompetent. She's not
Is she
She's
suffering
evil.
postpartum?
Well, that's what Crystal wanted to say.
I mean, it's no excuse.
Crystal wanted to say it was postpartum, but from everything I've seen, she's just evil. She likes for the children to cry in pain.
Wow.
She likes to see them hurt, because in one of the messages somebody actually said that she would pinch, thump, or flick the child just to get her to cry and then laugh at her because she was crying.
She must love to hear a baby cry, because I'm sure a starving baby cried continually.
That is the worst torture to me. I cannot imagine a child being starved. I would
can't either.
starve before my kids would ever starve. And I've been there. I've been in that situation where I had to go barely without anything, because I am damn sure going to make sure my kids eat before anything.
And it wasn't a lack of resources. It wasn't a lack of resources. It wasn't a lack of the baby not being able to eat. It was she didn't care. And she and like I've been told by several people, and even in messages, that if she didn't want to hear the baby cry, she would put him in the closet and close the door, and then get mad at anybody who tried to take care of him, feed him, or hold him.
Yeah, that's great. Lexi, get rid of your Facebook. You can read your messages.
Oh,
just to let everyone know, baby Levi's death isn't even being investigated as child abuse or a homicide at this point. They're trying to say that he simply died in his sleep. Is that correct?
As far as I know, yes.
Absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I only thing I can keep saying is that they all failed this child. Whoever was around this child and seen this, the grandmother, you should be ashamed of yourself if you do not give them children to DHS or whatever they call it in your state, and keep that woman, your child or a stepchild, whoever it is, away from babies. You need to be in prison yourself. This is a preventable death.
It is definitely preventable, you guys. There is children getting abused and dying every single day. It could be a friend, it could be a neighbor, a family member, someone that you would least expect. And, you know,
if you
it happens at the hands of parents mostly. So it's, look, I don't want you to think.
You better say something. I don't care. You keep on talking until somebody listens. You get the police over there. There is no excuse for this. None.
I agree, Sluggy. Grandma needs to go down too. And Charles, I don't want you to think in any type of way, because we've spoke and you had me crying. Like, you were not living there. There are people that were living there. And for anyone, please don't put blame on
not on somebody who's doing something
at all, because she's doing the right thing now. She was not around, and now she's trying to get justice for him and his sibling. She's doing the right thing.
You bet, because she didn't have to. She don't have to speak out. So please be kind and help if you can.
Please, because now she's getting hate all over, and it's disgusting, you guys. Let's help.
And the hate shouldn't be directed at her. The hate should be directed at the Willacoochee Police Department and at DFAX for not doing their fucking jobs.
And at the grandmother that is allowing Amber to be around. Was there not an autopsy done? How did they not see? Sluggy, we are in the process of getting the death certificate.
There was an autopsy. I do know that for sure.
And what did it show?
I have no idea. The family doesn't speak to me now.
I suppose not. They want to cover their crimes.
Yeah.
I'm sure that, anybody who will take a child from the mother and say, I'm going to put some weight on it before I bring them to the doctor, is going to cover up any kind of crime this person is doing. So she's going to try to cover this up too. And it's disgusting. I think the child needs to be taken away from this person who has the living child. She should be held accountable for knowing and helping starve another child and covering it up. This is ridiculous that nowadays in this world that a child starves because the mother refuses to feed it. I cannot believe it. Anybody,
And she knew we would have taken that baby. My
anybody,
daughter is the goddaughter. My daughter is their godmother,
Oh
and
my God.
we would have taken those kids and raised them. We've offered to take the babies back when Amber was abusing Josie. We have offered multiple times over the past 2 years to take the kids and keep them for a while until she got her life straight. We've
It's
been
a,
met with, no, I'm not giving my kids up. I'm not giving my kids up. I'm not
Defects
giving
for
my
me.
kids up.
oh, she'll just kill them instead, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I
Sluggy, yeah,
say she
you
must
are good at
enjoy
this.
it.
Yeah. Sluggy, you are good at this. What do you do? I mean, look at how hard she fights for Everly and
You
stuff.
guys, and there is proof of, look, Crystal, the grandmother, she's saying, I need to say something to you because I can't stop thinking about what you told. Amber needs to go to behavior health ASAP. I am thinking about filing a report. I just can't stop thinking about how tiny he is, and me and Dana have been talking about what could be wrong with him. And you tell me it's neglect. I am angry with you for not reporting her and making her be accountable for this. I love you. Okay, she needs to be angry at her damn self because she is the grandmother. Oh
Those
God.
messages were what I said to Crystal.
Oh, okay. I thought she was saying
And
she was angry at you. I was like, oh my God.
that was my messages to her. And then
Okay.
the bigger message in that, in the message that you're on, the screenshot is what I said to her. And what she replied back to me is in the actual post itself. It was too big for me to screenshot in one screenshot.
Oh, let me.
The bottom line is it's a very apparent that the grandmother will cover for the mother.
The
And-
grandmother enabled the mother is
Yes,
what happened.
100%. That's the words I was looking for. 100%. And this woman does not need her children back. You need to save the 2-year-old from all of them.
Yes.
Yes.
And we are here every step.
Yes, there is a living child, 2 years old, that the grandmother has now and is enabling the mother to still see and has been abused. Just happened.
Yeah,
to
if you go back to where you saw that screenshot where it says Amber does not need defects involved, that was the beginning of the message she texted to me.
Yes.
Wait,
And it was
where,
just her making
where is that?
excuses.
This one?
It's on my page. Yes, it's that post that has the screenshot in it that you just read. Go back up
Hold on.
or scroll down a little bit.
Oh,
If you
shoot.
open up, okay, the actual post that's associated with that screenshot.
Okay, hold on. There's so much. Okay, so this post right here.
Right there. If you open up that post,
It
like the
doesn't.
third sentence, it starts with Amber does not need defects involved.
Oh, right here.
That was her response to my the stuff that I said in the screenshot. All of that, all the way
So
down to the bottom.
Amber doesn't need defects involved. She needs guidance and she needs to see a doctor because she is neglecting her health. And as a result, it is causing her not to bond and have a small amount of neglect on Levi. She lays him down to feed him, and half of his food goes on the bed instead in him. Sometimes she's overfeeding him, so he is spitting it all back up and not keeping in him. Since I started noticing him being so small, I have been working with Amber and Levi. He has gained weight even before his doctor visit, and she is trying to work harder on them bonding. You shut me off earlier when I was talking to you and did not let me tell you everything. You can be angry at me all you want, but remember, you don't know Amber like I do. You don't know how to coach Amber, and defects is not always the answer. The doctors have seen Levi, and if they thought for 1 second that he was being harmed, they would have intervened. And I have already intervened and started guiding her before he ever went to the doctor. 2 weeks that I saw him before the doctor and the doctor visit was a big, tremendous difference. He looked so much better in those 2 weeks, and I didn't have him at all. The
That's
doctor the doctor sent him to have his tongue cut to help him latch on better. So due to him latching, he is going to be small. Amber started doing what I told her to do with him. Those other things I was trying to tell you, but again, you cut me off. She's just making excuses, you know. I mean, right here, you forget I was the one that was there at midnight at 2 a.m. It's just all excuses, all excuses.
And she tried to say, you know, I've been your friend. Why can't you be mine and let me handle this on my own?
Yeah, she says calling defects will mess everything up for me, and Amber is trying to work on.
Mm-hmm.
And what are they trying to work on? Covering it up?
Oh my God.
According to her, she was, and this is what she replied after she knew I was mad, but she said, you know, there's a big, tremendous difference. She herself, in this message alone, says that she knows that the baby was being neglected. And in herself, she said there was a tremendous difference in 2 weeks after and she told me she had him, not that Amber had him. And this message says she didn't have him at all. But in her conversation with me, she told me she had him for 2 weeks so that she could get him to gain weight.
Gain weight and then go to the doctor.
And then
not bring the child to the doctor who probably could have gave him the nutrition in a hurry.
Correct.
And watched him and kept this child alive. But
right. And mind you, I didn't know all this until a week after she had already had him.
Right. So you're finding everything out afterwards, like an after effect. It's already been done, and then you hear about it.
Right.
Right.
So just to clarify for people that have come in late, who has custody of the sibling at this point?
Crystal, the grandmother.
Okay.
And there is supposed to be no contact with the mother. Yet the mother has been seen in a Facebook Live wedding video on Saturday with her arm around the baby, walking the baby down the aisle, and the child does not look happy. Oh. And then she's been seen in town this week by people who have messaged me saying they had seen her around the baby.
Yeah, that's uncalled for. It's another Billy Bill story.
Slug said
Crystal is not going to protect that baby because in her mind, Amber didn't do anything to Levi.
Yeah.
In her mind.
I guess there was no lack of essentials for the child.
Yeah.
It wasn't because they didn't have food. It was because she just refused.
Slug, there hasn't been, but that's what we're working on today.
He received WIC, so that provided all of his nutrients, his formula, his baby food, everything. She also received food stamps, which you can buy formula, WIC, formula, baby food, cereal, anything with that. She starved both the children. One of the stories that someone told me since I posted was that she would starve Josie to the point where when she did give her food, if she tried to eat, she would vomit her food back up.
You guys, Josie is the sister.
The 2-year-old sister.
The mother's name is Crystal.
The mother of the children is Amber. The grandmother is Crystal.
Amber. Okay, sorry.
So wait, can I ask? So when he passed, what did they just said that they woke up and he was gone?
The story that was given to me was that Amber and her boyfriend and the children laid down to sleep around 6 a.m. in the morning. And then
crackheads.
I didn't know of any drug use, but this is what was said, that they went to sleep around 6 that morning, and when they woke up, I want to say midday, because I got the call right after lunch. When they went to, Amber sent the boyfriend to get the baby so that she could feed him, which I do not believe. When he went to get the baby from the closet, he was unresponsive. The closet is where she kept the baby.
Oh my God.
When she wanted to do things, when she wanted to sleep or watch TV or hang out with her boyfriend or her friends, she put him in a closet and shut a door. So when the boyfriend got the baby out of the closet, he was unresponsive and blue.
Oh,
So the family told everybody that Levi just died in his sleep. They don't even know what happened. He just died.
like a crib death. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yes.
Well, they can honestly look at a child like that. I mean, I do remember a story. I don't remember the child's name, unfortunately, but the child was 2 years old and only weighed 9.5 ounces or pounds, 9 pounds and a half ounce. It only
Yeah.
gained 2 ounces in 2 years. So I can only imagine, and God has that child too, but I can only imagine looking at a child who hasn't been fed. I mean, the stomach bloated and just skin on bones. And
Hmm.
nobody recognized that and turned that in. Shame on you. God, shame on you.
I know.
I mean, I appreciate everything you are doing for this child now for awareness, and you're really preventing this from happening to his sister. So bravo to you for that. You should not be hated on. You should be praised.
Exactly.
I
Miss
don't
Levy,
expect
this
praise.
happened in October the 29th, right? 25th, 29th, something like that.
October 20th was the day the baby passed.
October the 20th. Okay,
October
right.
20th, yeah.
And either way, there was
Look at
neglect.
the bruises on that child.
Yeah, look at the bruises. If it was SIDS, there needs to be charges still. They need to be held accountable for abusing both children. Like oh my God, I
I don't
can't.
see a good future for the 2-year-old.
No, and that's why we need to step in and help. Like I said, when we talked to CPS earlier, I was like, well, am I going to get a call back? And they said, well, it goes to, the county. So we were like, okay, um, I'm definitely going to call and check. But I think if everybody calls,
Yeah.
it will be better. And then we will get a hold of the police, even if I have to go down there. Something needs
What's
to
the
be
name of the
happened.
town? I'll look up the number now and put it in chat.
Oh
I have
yeah, here.
called the county office multiple times, and I have asked for a return phone call from anybody. After I reported on October 20th, I've called several times trying to get into
Here.
touch with someone local. No one ever answers. You only get a voicemail, and no one ever returns your call. And when I filed the report yesterday to
Well,
get the baby away from Crystal, they said they would put a note in there to have the caseworker call me specifically. And I still have heard nothing.
no.
Okay,
We
I
will
got it.
make calls and we will make calls and they will
I got it.
we will, yeah. We're
Oh, I got the
so that's the
website.
police.
You can go on
That's
the website and call them.
Yeah, that's the police number that I put down there. Here is the link to the department, and then the DFAX number I will put under there.
I put the DPEX number or website in the chat.
Okay.
And definitely, guys, go on their Facebook pages and blow their Facebook pages up too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we've got to hit them hard and be like, hey, look, you all have dropped the ball here. You let this baby die, and now it's time to hold the parents accountable and at least do that part of your job.
Well,
Right.
all know that I'm a very big, strong advocate on get them where that hurts, get to the state, get to the government, and please, I am begging you now, do that with this so we can prevent this child, the sibling of Levi, from
Please, you
being
guys.
murdered, because that is exactly what they did. They gave this child a slow, painful, unbelievable death. I can't even wrap my head around what they did to this child. It is
And
unbelievable
we
to
can
me.
stop it from happening to his sister.
Yes.
So we really, really do need to stay on top of this. Here, I'm about to put a link for the Justice for Levi Smith Facebook we just made.
I did put it in there already.
Oh,
too.
you did too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, awesome. You guys
Please
are
share
good.
it.
The link to her page, to Amber's page, is in my original post.
Okay.
I have been blocked from her page at this point.
Oh, I thought you said it was taken down.
I think it's been taken down because she was receiving so much, according to her mom, hate mail.
Well, I hope they get a
I
lot
don't
more.
feel sorry about that at all. I hope she gets all the hate mail
Yeah.
and more than I get. So
I hope yours stops when they realize that what you're doing is what they should have done. Okay,
Sixth
Right.
you're
Sense.
preventing something. So I applaud you for coming forward. Thank you, because none of us would have heard of this.
Oh yeah.
None of
and
us
that
would
was my
know.
biggest thing. No one knew. And the people
Yeah.
who did know weren't saying anything.
Yeah.
But when I saw Amber with Josie's on that video from Saturday, I knew that I could not be quiet anymore. I
There's a
had to tell
couple.
everybody.
Well, even you speaking up now, and nobody's speaking up before, but now you're speaking up, and DHS doesn't even want to listen. I don't get it. Wake up, people. Wake up, DHS. You need to do your job. You are in the profession of saving children from abuse. You're allowing them to be murdered by not checking on them.
Yep.
You guys, there's
where
a
is
couple
the
of questions. Sixth Sense said did the boyfriend know as well? And where
I
is
had no
Levi's?
knowledge. I have no knowledge of this boyfriend's name or anything that he knew. He was new, less than a week and a half, maybe, from my understanding. But how could you not see it if you're living there with her?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I call that he did know. Who puts their
And
kid in a closet and shuts the door when they cry, and then you look at them and say, "Oh, okay. That's how we handle
Yeah, who
things."
does that? I'm telling you,
Who
if
does
somebody would
that
have put their kid in
ever?
a closet, I would have freaked out on them.
If I had ever seen that, I would be the one in jail needing bail,
Yeah.
and
exactly,
those
exactly.
babies would be okay.
Yeah.
But I didn't ever see any of this, and I didn't know that's what she was doing until after my post
Right.
this past Sunday.
You're all
I
post knowledge of this. So
Yes,
it's not something you knew before. And for you to stand up and take the hate that you're getting for
Yes.
unnecessarily, it's bravo to you. I applaud you.
Yes.
I appreciate people like you. There needs to be more people like you in this world who are
Definitely.
standing up for that innocent child who cannot speak any longer, and for his sister.
yes,
And something needs to be done. So people, please, if I know you're rewatching, because I know we have a small audience right now, share this story. Sluggy said she was going to do something on it. I appreciate that. We all do. It is unbelievable that this goes on. It's unbelievable that the departments that are put in force to help are not helping, and they need to be
Exactly,
accountable.
exactly.
They need
Um,
to be accountable.
one of the questions that we have is, where is the bio father in all of this?
Um, nobody knows who the biological father of Levi is, not even Amber. And
Oh,
she is
why are my
unsure,
messages popping up on there?
and she is unsure of who Josie's father is, though I did have someone reach out to me who believes that they are Josie's father. They would love to have a DNA test and be able to take Josie from the family. They have been searching for Josie for over a year.
Oh my
Sounds
gosh.
like we need to make a phone call to Maury.
Right.
News Nation. Let's
Well,
start sending this story to some of the bigger ones like Brian Eaton. Let's get it on Twitter. See if that
Absolutely. Yep.
something needs to be done, and his poor sister needs to be,
she needs to
saved,
be
and
out
there
of
needs
that
to be
house.
justice for this child. Levi needs justice.
Yes.
The grandmother, the mother, anybody that was there, they
And the
definitely
mom,
need to
she's
be
just
held
walking
accountable.
around probably thinking she's scotch free, like
Yeah.
nobody's gonna listen. But no, bitch, we are on your ass. I promise you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I am really happy that you came out and
Yes.
you're doing this.
Yes.
Amber and Crystal have reached out to every friend and family that I have on Facebook and have told them that I'm a liar, that I'm making all this stuff up, that I am mad at them for this reason or another reason, and that this is just me trying to get back at them for something. And I am angry with them. I'm angry because Crystal didn't protect Levi. I'm angry because Amber killed him.
Yeah.
But I'm not angry for any petty reason. And all these pictures and all these comments and all this proof that I put on Facebook, I have tons and tons and tons more now.
It shows. It shows. And nobody's going to come out and just say something like this for no freaking
Yeah,
reason.
I mean, obviously you have evidence on your side, so we're here
I
to set the record straight for you. There's going to be, no matter what, online people are cruel. They
Very.
attack families constantly who have lost children and blame them. So you just have to, excuse them for their ignorance, and just know that there's more good people who are appreciative of what you're doing than there are hatred. And the hate ones, it just comes with the online. It does.
Exactly.
And I
Exactly.
expected it. I put it in my message. I know people are going to hate me. And I open the messages and I delete them because we're just not going
Don't
to
look at
focus
'em.
on that.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
I
even
just
look
not
at
going
it.
to focus on that.
Well, I definitely don't hate you. I appreciate
Oh my
you
God, yeah.
so much for
Yes.
bringing this story to our attention. And that's why I hopped on it as
Yeah,
fast
God
as I
bless
did
you.
last night when Lexi messaged me and I went to diving into the
He
case.
went right at it.
I went right. I want you to know that since I posted that video last night, 16 hours ago, it's already gotten over 300 views. So his story is getting out and it is reaching people.
You guys can contact news as well. We are definitely a good group. I personally am just starting out on, social media stuff, but you have a good group of people that all of us are going to be here. Slug checking.
Well, listen, Sluggy will get
Arctic.
onto this lady like nobody's business. You have no idea.
Yeah, and
Yeah, Sluggy's gonna be all over this. I can
Yeah.
guarantee you. This is the type of story that's right up Sluggy's alley.
Yep.
She loves to go after the system and go after these deadbeat parents, as do I. So
same here. We need to find Amber's freaking Facebook and social media, and that will really start, letting people be aware of what happened.
I'm busy fostering 5 children right now, but I'll tell you what, I'll do what I can to get this story out. I'll put something on my channel, my community page every day. I do believe, honestly, that we will be able to make a difference. And I do so appreciate you, and God bless you for doing this.
Happy Thanksgiving, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob. Bob will put something on his channel about this.
We need to get checking. We need to get Matt all over this. Is what we need to do. We need to get Matt to apply for it.
Yep. I will contact my good brother and see what he says, because I know he will be on it.
Please rewatch it, and please, you guys, if you do a video, let's get this awareness. The governor.
Who is the governor?
It's Kemp. Kemp.
This
Governor
is in Georgia.
Kemp. Yeah. Yep. So do you have anything else that you want the public to know? Is there anything else that you want to say, even about Levi, about his sister, or about anything that happened?
There's so much I could say, but no, ma'am, I'm good.
Well, God bless you for doing this. I'm sure people will contact you. I mean, on the good side, on our side.
Yes.
And, please feel free to reach out to us. You know how to get a hold of Lexi, me, and Arctic. So we are here for you. We applaud you. Thank you. And we will not stop until this child is, the living child is safe and Levi gets some justice.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And I definitely would like to have you come on my channel sometime next week, and that way you can tell Levi's story on my channel. And I'll try to get the story out to some of my friends that have larger platforms, so that we can get this to go viral and we can get justice for Levi.
Yes, definitely. That's what we want. We need more views. Jen said,
there
call
is
the FBI, and Jen said, called the FBI in Atlanta, and they told me to email at.
There is
Hey, Jens, I'm glad to see you in here.
So, yeah, you guys, let's get on this. I know it's Thanksgiving. I know you guys probably have plans. If you cannot today, at least tomorrow.
As
The
we're
numbers,
feeding our stomachs and getting full, think of this child who never
yes,
had a meal, who died
yes,
for not eating. That breaks my heart so bad. I can't even tell you.
it really does.
It is so sad.
Oh my God.
This is unbelievable to me. And I mean, it really hit me, but this child really hit me, and I will fight for justice for this child. I certainly will.
Absolutely. I mean, there was absolutely no call for it. There's never any call for it. But when you've got food stamps, you've got WIC, you've got every resource available to you. You've got people that are telling you that they will help you, that will take this child. There's just no excuses. No excuses.
Jens said @_complaints@fbi.gov. Thank you for that resource. So there's a lot of stuff, you guys, in the comment section. Please, if you can't today, start tomorrow. I am about to start right when we get off of here. Like I said, sending Arctic's link. I can't. This blows my mind. And you said you don't know where she lives. She lives everywhere, right?
Nope, she got knocked up. I was just going to say, Facebook, Georgia, their Facebook, their police department, the DHS, the FBI, everybody place this everywhere you can. I mean, this is something that can be prevented from his sister dying, who's already been abused and happened to live this long. Poor Levi, he starved to death. I can't even say it anymore. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit emotional over this, but to me, this is so preventable. And this is where you really got to say something and keep speaking, no matter what. Keep speaking about it until somebody listens to you.
Oh, she said I lost my connection for some reason. Thank you guys so much for everything. You guys, it is the Willacoochee, Georgia Police Department. So those are the ones that you will contact. And all the other links are in there in the comment section as well. Please don't just go past this video. Please watch it. Please share it. Give it a like. And let's help get justice for Levi and help his sister.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So thank you guys so much for helping and jumping right on this, because right when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah, and check out Arctic's video, which we showed at the beginning of this.
Yeah.
Levi, it gives a lot of information. Thank you, Arctic, for doing that. Thank you, what was her name? Cheryl. Carol. I'm so sorry. Bad at names, but
I am
thank
so
you
bad
for
at
coming
names.
forward. Bless you. Everybody, please have a happy Thanksgiving, but please do not forget Levi, who did not make it to have
any of this. Thank you guys. So I'm gonna start crying. I've been crying all morning too. So I guess we just leave it here, and everybody, you guys know how to contact any one of us, and we can give you the information you need. Facebook's numbers and everything else.
Yeah, guys. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And again, y'all know how to reach out to us. I do pay attention to my Facebook and my Twitter. So there's a number of ways to reach out to me or to Lexi or to Linda, but we can work together. We can get justice for this baby.
Yes, it's about them and prevention, and this is something could have been prevented.
It could have. It
Certainly
really
should.
could have. And the sister, it still can be prevented. I don't feel like we need to
Yeah,
do something ASAP.
yeah.
That's why, because we don't want her to be in the same position.
This is the
His
type of
grandmother
story.
needs to know that she is fucking scum
Yeah,
and that
this is
she
the type of
deserves.
story that really, don't you think? I mean, if you're going to remember something, remember this, and
Remember this.
uh, it is preventable abuse
It is,
and
and
turning
we
your
could.
eyes.
It could be any day for her. Imagine that mom being around. Oh God. Oh, it makes me fucking sick.
We could go on and on about our feelings, but
I
Oh
mean,
God.
this needs to be
you
done.
know, to me, the thing that just soured my stomach when I was reading about this yesterday is it's so much like the Quentin Simon case all over again. Leilani knew that, I mean, not Leilani, Billy Joe knew that Leilani had no business being around that child. That's the reason why Leilani was given custody of the child, and she continued to let Billy Joe be around that child.
Yep.
No one intervened on behalf of that child, and now
Yeah,
he's gone.
yep, a
Yeah.
preventable thing. Exactly. Let's not let another Billy Joe, which is Crystal, right? Yep, Crystal,
Yeah.
get away with this because Amber, her daughter, starved her child. We need to keep Levi in our hearts, our thoughts, and keep his story alive so we can prevent this happening to future children. Not just his sister, but all children. This is a good example of when
Yes, you
you
see
see
something,
something,
say
damn it, say
something.
something and keep saying something till someone listens and does something.
Thank you,
And
Six Sense.
I think it just needs to be stressed. I don't care if it's your friend. I don't care if it's your cousin. I don't care if it's your goddamn mother. If they're abusing a child, you call that shit in and you fucking report it.
Yes.
Yep. And you can do it anonymous. I mean, it you can do it anonymous. You're not going to be named. Don't be scared for whatever reason. Your friendship is not worth more than losing another child.
Right.
I'm so mad. I'm on the phone with Callie right now.
Yeah, I feel you. That's how I felt when I heard about Everly. Okay. Now I'm even more enraged knowing that there were people around this child that could have stopped it. Taking a child for a couple of weeks to put some ounces on him till you bring him to the doctor. When, as a grandmother, if that was my grandchild, I would have snatched that child out and gave it to DHS and put my child in prison.
Yeah. And I feel the same. I would do the same. Sixth Sense, I put Levi's story in out with a few YouTube channels, asked them to pick up this story. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
That's what it needs. Everybody needs to have his story on their channels.
Yeah, because this is a
Exactly.
preventable death or murder of another child. He
Yeah.
has a sister who's in this house being abused, and the grandmother's doing the same thing and allowing the mother, who's the abuser, to continue to see this child. That cannot be done no more. No, it's not okay with me.
It's not.
No, no. I mean,
This is a story that is so heart wrenching that if I'm gonna, I mean, it's just got to pay attention. We're gonna make them, okay? So please share the story. Please contact DHS, Department of whatever in Georgia. Write on their Facebooks. Tell them how disgusted you are that they are not checking on a child and they're allowing this to happen, because we don't want another Quentin or Levi again. We don't want that.
We don't know that. We need to get the the results. We need to get the death certificate as well. But either way, he was abused and he was
Right.
starved.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure
So
he'll show it. I mean, he only
yeah,
gained how many ounces?
who
He
puts
weighed
a
how much? Less than when he was born?
who
yeah,
lets a child get down to 5 pounds when they weighed a healthy 9 pounds when they were born? And who
Yep.
puts a baby in a closet because I don't want to listen to them cry? Well, bitch, maybe go feed your child and they won't be crying.
I mean,
exactly.
did they not tell the police when the police came? Didn't she say that? She said I woke up, opened the closet, and he was dead.
Yeah. Look, the closet thing kills me. If I would have seen somebody doing that, how could the
Jen,
boyfriend be
yeah, of
okay with
course
that?
you can. That's what we want. We need videos shared. We need a thumbs up, you guys.
Yes, there are
Anything will help.
bruises and pictures of him. Lexi just showed a picture of him, and he had bruises on his eyebrows, his cheek, his head.
I will post on community tab, which we all can do, you guys.
Yep.
For people that don't have any social media, I know Sixth Sense doesn't use Facebook or anything.
Right.
So we'll go ahead and also post his pictures with the information, so you guys can also share on your community tabs as well.
Right. Thank you, Lexi. Thank you, Cheryl, for bringing this and fighting and taking the hate, because you're doing what somebody should have did before. I'm
Yeah,
sorry that you got the post end of it and this all happened before you were able to speak up, because I know if you knew that it was happening, you would have spoke up then too. So
yeah.
God bless you, and God bless everybody who is going to share this story and fight for him and try to have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, and same to you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming on panel as always. If you guys are not subscribed to Arctic Fox True Crime, checking convictions, um, Sixth Sense. She doesn't have
Sluggy,
a chance. Sluggy
sluggy
Sleuth.
sleuth.
I was looking at both of them. Please do, and please remember to give the videos a thumbs up and share.
And hug your loved
Um,
ones.
Hug them, because you never know. When the last time could be.
Yeah, don't
I
turn your
hope.
eyes on your neighbor either. You see something, say something, please.
Yep, exactly. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving and a good time with families. Thank you guys for coming, and let's get justice for Levi.
Yep.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
I
I'm trying to end this.